Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Island Tea with your faves, Kevon and Azim, featuring myself. We are just waiting the arrival of my co-host. I am Jade, and it's a beautiful Wednesday in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. We have made it halfway through the week. It is officially Hump Day, as my co-host loves to say. What's happening, guys? How are you? Good morning. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning thus far. And yeah, journey with us today. We have a very good show for you guys as usual. We are going to be speaking with the usual, it's the last Wednesday in the month, so Social Security will be here to give us some information. And then later, we are talking CPL with the CEO himself. Hope you guys enjoy that today. So yes, how are you doing? I am fine. Thanks for asking. I am a little congested because apparently there's this cold going around and it is causing my nostrils to flare up. Guys, take your vitamins. Be safe. Make sure you drink plenty of water. Be sure to eat your vegetables and your fruits. We have to stay healthy. We have to stay on top of our health, especially with all that's going on. We don't want to add anything else to it, so be sure to take those vitamins. As I said, drink plenty of water. Fruits, vegetables are a must. And do a little exercise. I know we hate to exercise, or some of us, including myself. We hate to exercise, but it's good for the body. It's good for the mind. So, make sure you do that. Oh my gosh. It is such a beautiful day outside. As a matter of fact, it looks like the weather is changing, so we might get a little rain, which is always good. We need water in this country anyway, so we might as well hope and pray for the rain. Let me see, where shall I start today? I think I have some good news for you guys. It seems like the COVID trajectory, we're finally getting over the last wave. I don't even know which wave we're in at this point, but whatever it is, we're getting over it because the numbers are looking really good. I must say, we've had 0 yesterday and today. No, we've had 0 on Monday. And yesterday we also had another 0 cases, but we had 5 recovered cases, which means that our total number of active cases are just 20. Good news all around, because that means, as I said, we're finally getting over this wave. Oh my gosh, it was a long time coming. I think it started in December. We're in February and it's finally falling off. We're actually in the last week of February. So hopefully things are looking up, because I've seen in other countries, although ours seem to be falling off, theirs are spiking. Like, there are countries where it feels like it's the beginning of the pandemic, where the hospitalizations are up, people are getting sick, they're running out of room and help and all of these things. So we must be thankful in this country that we are at a place where our cases are tapering off. And I hope this stays this way. I don't want to see any more waves. I don't want to see any more variants. As a matter of fact, Azim actually sent me some information yesterday on I think it was the variant that we were speaking about before, the Omicron BA2. And so here's what they're saying. The Omicron BA2 substrain should be upgraded as variant of concern, demands U.S. health expert. And here's why. A laboratory study on the BA2 substrain of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus conducted recently in Japan ended with the conclusion that it is not only fast at spreading, but also likely to cause more severe disease. Oh dear. The suggestion put forth by the exercise has prompted leading American public health scientist Dr. Eric Fig Ding to demand that BA2 be immediately declared as a variant of concern. He said, new lab experiments from Japan show BA2 may have features that make it capable of causing serious illness as older variants, including Delta, and yet as evasive as old Omicron cousin BA1. BA2 surging needs upgrade to variant of concern ASAP. Listen, I fed up with these variants, eh? I am super fed up of these variants. I don't want to have to continuously go through this every single year. It is the third year, second year into this pandemic. And it feels like every time we hit a good milestone, there's another variant just waiting for us. Because we're just finally getting over Omicron. And here comes Omicron, point 2, its cousin, deciding that it's going to be even worse. Why is there a mix of Omicron and Delta? This is ridiculous. This is honestly ridiculous. I am so tired of this. But as we often say here, as I said when I opened the show, take your vitamins, exercise, drink your water, exercise. Make sure you eat your fruits and your veggies and just try your best to battle this through, because we have to make it to 2023. The mission starts early. We just have to make it over there. Variant or no variant, we have to make it. But this is honestly ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Anyway, moving on. From Corona, let's talk about something else that's happening in the country. And it's about severance. So, as usual, when and their research, their interviews, women deny being paid severance. 2 women are claiming that they did not receive severance payments following termination from their jobs on July 23rd, 2021. I wasn't paid any severance, nor was my coworker. That is the reason why we reached by the Labor Department last Monday on Valentine's Day, because that was said in the press conference on Thursday, February 10th, and we know we didn't get anything, said Miss Venus Tucker in an interview with Win FM on Monday, February 21st. We were the only ones that did not get any severance, she said. Honorable Wendy Phipps said it was paid fully, so I went to the Labor Department to ask what's going on here. Then I heard Minister Phipps say that we got our full severance, said Miss Tisha Lewis, who also spoke with Win FM on Monday. So I asked if you have a check here for me or where should I go and get it. Happy birthday, Azim!
Who tell you?
You here told me.
So I couldn't do me.
Nope, don't try that. We're going to speak about this after this article.
Thank you.
You're welcome. She said, it's been a week. I left my number and nobody from the Labor Department got back to me to this day, she added. Tisha Lewis and Venus Tucker both shared a copy of their termination letter, which states, it is with great disappointment that I write this letter. We have had to come to the difficult decision to terminate your employment with us due to our vaccination policy with employees who have direct contact with cruise ship passengers. The letter further reads, as you are aware, the vaccination offers yourself, your family, and your other co-workers protection against the deadly virus. Your choice not to protect yourself and others around you gives us no choice but to terminate your employment with us. We have a public responsibility to protect our employers.
Hold on. Go back to what I said about protect whoever.
Your choice not to protect yourself and others around you gives us no choice but to terminate your employment with us.
So the part before that.
As you are aware, the vaccination offers yourself, your family, and your other co-workers protection against the deadly virus. Oh, hey, me say it. The letter say it. We have a public responsibility to protect our employees and customers. Furthermore, as you will not be able to work on cruise ship days, port requirement, and see MO stipulations, this gives us very little opportunity to have you at the workplace and offer full-time employment. So, I guess they just want the money. They just want the money. Simple
Wow.
question, simple ask. Simple ask. But yes, any thoughts before I go on to my foolishness?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. It's that
Uh,
time, man. It's that time.
Anyway, no, I think, again, remember when we were talking about this whole vaccination policy, vaccination mandate for private companies? I mean, yeah, it's their prerogative, you know, the businesses have a choice as well, but I thought it was very unfortunate that was a decision that they were taking.
Yep.
Especially now, when we start talking about the fact that really and truly, Jed, the vaccine seems like it protects the person who takes it more than anything else.
Yeah.
That seems to be the main layer of protection. Like if you take the vaccine, you are protected from really getting seriously ill or thing. I think I think happened. I think we had a goal for the vaccine in terms of what we wanted to create a vaccine to do. Are you sure they wanted to create a vaccine that could have literally stopped you from contracting the disease?
Yep,
that probably was the goal, eh?
I mean, yeah.
But we ain't reached there.
Nope. We did not.
So it almost feels as though we were marketing the vaccine based on what we would have liked it to be and
Yep.
not exactly what it was.
Yep. I feel so too because if you listen to the conversation in the earlier briefings and how it changed over time, you could tell like as they moved along and they realized, well, you know, what we thought isn't really what's happening, the conversation started changing.
I literally said right here on the show, say, if we don't create a vaccine that literally stops you from either contracting
Or spreading.
or spreading the virus, then I don't see where these mandates come in unless it's for persons who are most at risk.
And that doesn't seem to be it. Well, that's not it. Let me not say doesn't seem to be. That's not it.
That's not it. That's not it. So I think I try to ask, you know, when we get these apologies from these businesses,
You're going to wait long for that?
because to me it's an easy thing, you know. They were going based on the information that they were given.
Yeah, but I feel like as adults and companies and businesses, right?
Don't like to say.
No.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's too hard for them to say. Which is very easy, because especially in this kind of situation where, again, the information was ever changing. It's not like they just, you know, got some information and stuck with it. The information changed. So nothing is wrong with coming out and saying, okay, you know what, based on the information we had earlier, we may have, you know.
See, okay, like even that talk about the information changing as it relates to the vaccine, they always said the vaccine stops you from getting seriously ill or dying. I don't really remember anyone saying that the vaccine stops the contraction or the spread of the virus. So that was my whole thing from the start. It's like why the businesses mandate like firing people for not taking the vaccine. Because what ends up happening is that what you're telling me, it is more important to your family, your friends, and your customers, as said in the thing, whether or not you have the vaccine and not whether or not you have the virus.
Yep. Because
So what you found happening is that you could have somebody who work at a place for umpteen amount of years,
not sick.
not able to go to work, so they're home.
They were not sick, eh?
Not sick, no virus. But somebody on the job with the virus coursing through their veins.
Yep. But because they're vaccinated.
But the
it's fine.
vaccinating is fine.
That don't make no sense. You're supposed to go based on
And-
whether
and-
or not you're sick, not whether or not you're vaccinated. Vaccinations isn't going to stop you from getting spreading.
But that doesn't protect the same people that we're talking about. As a matter of fact, one can make the argument that it does the exact opposite. Because no, what happens is because you are less likely to have serious disease. I might walk out, feel kind of after the bye, but
I'm going to go work still.
I'm going to work still. Just because they're in that serious. They're gonna interact with the same coworkers. They're gonna interact with the same customers. But no, because they're vaccinated and they really ain't feeling that bad.
They're going to go up.
They're gonna go up.
Now, somebody who is immune compromised comes to this business, deals with that same person who is vaccinated, but, feeling kind of sick. Now they catch corona and they may pass away. Meanwhile, they could have been dealing with somebody who isn't vaccinated but isn't sick and wouldn't have had any issues. I don't know, man. This ain't making sense to me.
I don't know. But
anyway, happy birthday, Azim!
Appreciate it, Jade. Thank you. And everybody on the live who been wishing me happy birthday, appreciate it. Same people who may never know. What that Shello? Pick up yourself.
Come in here, your good clothes.
Ja.
Here doing so.
Jade,
and think I ain't gonna realize.
Jade,
Azim, come on.
I literally have worn this exact same.
I don't remember that.
What? Thank you, Weedy. And all the people on the live who wishing me happy birthday. I appreciate it big time.
Because I'm going to come in just now to wish you happy birthday too.
People ain't really care about me and people like you.
They don't like you too. I'm sure. As a matter of fact, they might like you more than they like me.
I doubt it.
You think so?
I doubt it. You're very personable.
Yeah, but you know.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, she said...
And we can't see his forehead. That's how we know it's his forehead.
Man, she's saying you can see my forehead, so she's saying there's a special day.
Exactly. See? Exactly. I tell you, I mean, if I was going to shoot out of things, then I know you would have just give me the hint.
Yeah, I figured. I should have just throw you off yesterday and do it yesterday.
No, that would have confused me. That would have confused me.
I didn't consider it, but I was like, nah, give her a break.
That's not nice. But how you feel? How old are you? 101?
787.
Oh, dear. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
Well, you look better than the man that they claim to say he is 162.
What kind of way that dude there?
Listen.
That dude is a mummy.
He looks like he's ready to clock out and they're just keeping him alive.
I don't.
For some reason. Let the man pass on. The man looks ready.
Wow. I was just like... Okay, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there was this picture circulating of a man who they claim is 160 what? 64?
Something.
160 something years old. I don't even... It was so disturbing. I don't even know if it was real or they were just messing with me.
Bruh.
It's real?
I don't know, but he does look 160 something. Like, I feel like...
Jade, he looks 1,000 and something years old.
Oh, my God. The man look ready to go.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen, like, the mummy?
He looks exactly like...
He looks like the mummy.
Before they rejuvenated him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, some people trying to call say happy birthday. Answer the phone.
That's not organized.
I bet you.
Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up? Tell us up.
No, they was waiting too long.
We ain't gonna.
I know. I was trying to find one.
Not over there?
Yeah, it's because I pulled the headphone and forget to pull the other part.
Oh.
But anyway, answer the phone. I'll be right back.
Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning,
Turn your radio down, please. Oh, lost that caller. Please feel free to call back. I'm sure you had something important to say. Oh, calls coming in. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning, man. Happy birthday to you, man.
Good morning. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
But you know you're going to get yourself in trouble. You to talk to straight. you can't talk. You cannot speak truth to power. You know you look in trouble.
But I've been in trouble since the small.
You speak about the factual and you're speaking from your heart and what you're saying is true, but you can't say too much of the things that is true. Somebody's going to get you in trouble. Enjoy your birthday, Jade. Thank you very much for your encouragement for people to take care of their health. Without exercise and eating properly, you're going to spend more time with the doctor, taking more medicine to fix the problem that you arise in your system and the damage that you have caused through the years that you have built by eating foolishness and by lack of exercise. Thank you for putting some touch on that, and I hope people will take the privilege and the advantage of the opportunity that they have to look after themselves. Thank you. Have a good day. Enjoy your birthday, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man.
See?
Good people.
Told you.
But yeah, Jade, I think that I really believe that we're going to have that serious conversation from the powers that be. Not just the medical community, but also the private sector. Also the private sector. 'Cause I know there's people who even resigned in anticipation
Of getting fired?
of getting. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday, Azim.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your lovely rendition.
May the Lord continue to bless you. What tribe are you today?
Say that again?
What tribe are you today? Huh?
The tribe of Adam. He's his regular self today.
What's a coincidence? The tribe born in February. Wow.
A
Congratulations.
week past.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. What tribe I am?
Yep.
I don't even know if I can say that on the radio.
That's so wild, eh? Two Rasta people. I mean, two Rasta man. Well, me not Rasta man, but you know what I mean. Born in February, hosting a show.
Bye.
What a coincidence, eh?
What are they really doing on the radio?
I don't know, but you know.
Good morning, caller. Live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
I just February too.
Oh, good people.
I'm telling you.
Yes, but we ain't lucky.
We ain't lucky.
No,
Where you say that?
for sure me ain't lucky.
Man, your luck done change just now, man.
Yeah,
Don't study that.
Good for you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We need to find a caller and give her a hug.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Lord.
Oh boy. But yeah, Jade, what you really think gonna play out with this the vaccination and even the protocols?
Which ones? Because.
Okay, I believe that sooner rather than later they're going to. Well, places are already doing it, taking off the vaccine mandate for or the vaccine requirement to be able to enter the countries. Right. Oh, Alyssa, morning. Thank you. Cousin, say I love a bad But yeah, I think the country's gonna stop doing that just now.
Yeah, I don't feel like.
I mean, just be honest. The vaccine requirement didn't really stop the spread of the virus.
No, it did not. It definitely did not.
Because it was only the vaccinated people who were traveling.
And is that we're getting sick? Is that we're spreading? Like, we had a perfect example December gone where we were the only people allowed to have events and stuff. And guess what happened? Corona run through all the events.
Run.
Literally every event
Send for me.
could have been a super spreader because Corona ran through every single one.
Yeah, I think, and to me, when we start looking at international travel, I think that really speaks to the need for testing, because when we start talking about how the virus moved around, in spite of there being a testing requirement, up to even a few days before, so it was only vaccinated people traveling, Jade.
Yeah.
The virus was moving up and down,
Listen,
moving from country to country, just bouncing.
that was having a blast.
Right.
You talk about regional travel?
But the people that were traveling were even required to test.
Yep. And I think it
So-
was 3 days. The test lasted up to
For most 72 hours before travel, the negative test was valid. Now, bear in mind that there were also a lot of people who had to postpone or cancel a trip due to the fact that they tested positive. It happened to me and a friend of mine who was supposed to travel with me.
Yep.
The day we were supposed to travel, basically, is the day we got the confirmation that he was positive and couldn't travel. So, even with the testing, there were still people going through the cracks, falling through the cracks.
Yeah, because
falling through the cracks.
remember with this one, the symptoms really didn't show up until 3 days after.
Yeah. So I mean, it just kind of speaks to, hey, encourage people to protect themselves, but it shouldn't be a barrier to you interacting with society, whether or not you choose to protect yourself or not. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up? Oh, caller, feel free to call back. I feel like you're on hold on.
Yeah,
So I'm taking this out.
I just can't understand it. Like,
Yeah, I never like the fact of having the
we called it,
vaccination
you know?
status.
We called it.
The vaccination status being a barrier to interaction with society. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT.
Yes, morning, Serena, it says.
Morning.
Don't take in no tea.
Yeah, man. Early times.
Yeah, of choice.
Lemongrass this morning.
Yeah. I sip in my own.
Nice.
My choice today is the sacramental tea, what they call the herb that they call ganja, marijuana, hemp, what they can name it. Still online?
Yeah, man, we're there, man. Listening to
We,
your
yeah,
blend.
we're thinking that you should bring us some.
Friends,
Yes, true.
friends, today you're out there. Yes, man. Bless up the womb. Yes, mommy. Today your birthday, you know. Blessed birthday. Blessed out the friends. Do they make you how much? 13?
Around that. Close. You're close.
Yeah, well, yeah, about that, yes. More life, man. Just go and live, you know.
Appreciate it, man. That's the
Yeah,
plan.
live. Don't even consider that. Because it is said prophetically, you know, the wages of sin is what?
That
The gift of the Most High is what?
life.
Yeah, man. That we deal with the gift, not the wages. The gift. Embracing the gift to the unlimited powers of the Most High, you know? Okay. The situation there with the vaccination and the turn and the severance pay. We don't say them things there should be a no-no, you know, but the system go through with it and we reach to a point, you know, where, all right, we hear a lot of different things, like the science don't even know itself, you know?
Right.
Anyhow, the most are in control. And what me say still before me go any further, this thing not just drop out of sky on earth, you know. There must be a culprit. And all no, we not hear about no case, you know. Nobody there here, you know.
Each road.
No case a try, you know. Eh?
Each road. But we have some
yes, sir.
we have some guests in the studio, so you could call back after.
Yes, blessed love.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Go through. We try get in again. Blessed love to the guests them too, yeah?
Yes, aye.
Aye.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short break. I'll be right back with more Island Tea right here with Media SKN. And as I said, we have some friends in the studio with us, so stick and stay. Don't go nowhere.
Getting sure to be sure of your benefits. Sickness and maternity, I'll tell you about the rest of it. Survivors grant your spouse and kids get the best of it. Let me mention pension when you're 62. When you're done work hard and retire, this is what to do. Listen, this Social Security is working for all your benefits. Funeral grant to help every one of your relatives. Come register for this Social Security. Social Security. So every time you get your pay, Social Security.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back right here with Media SKN. And we have our friends from Social Security right here in studio with us this morning. And usually, you know, Kamilah would come by her lonesome, but she decided to bring friends today.
Definitely.
So good morning to everybody in the studio. Kamilah, introduce yourself and the rest of your crew now.
Good morning. There's no introduction for the one and only. Kamilah Lawrence, Social Security. We're here on Because You Deserve a Future. And today, I'm extremely excited to have fellas in the studio with me so that people can know it's not just Kamilah working there. Okay. We have our compliance officers here this morning. And for the very first time, I'm introducing to the public our compliance manager, Mr. Akim Galloway, and our very senior executive officer, Mr. Dexter Richardson. They are integrally involved in the collection, compliance, management, or in local words, policing of Social Security. On many of our radio programs, we've had many questions concerning compliance, and I thought it would be a great opportunity for the theme at compliance to come and represent themselves and answer some of the hard questions. I hope the public calls today. The numbers 465-0986. Ain't it?
Oh,
Wait,
the number behind you.
I forget.
in front of you.
Oh, in front of me.
0989.
0989 and I see it and I say 6. I think I have dyslexia.
Mm.
It happens to me a lot. Yeah. So 465-0989. So it's still in my mind. I'm gonna say 6 again.
But you got it.
So you can call and ask those questions. This morning we're gonna talk about the role of compliance. So as Jade asks all your questions as usual.
Will do.
Yeah. So, Mr. Galloway, introduce yourself to the public. Let them know who you are.
Good morning to the listening audience and viewing as well, I think. Yes, my name is Akim Galloway. I am the compliance manager at the St. Kitts and Nevis Social Security Board. I would like to say that I'd like to thank Ms. Kamilah for inviting me today, making me feel special, having me on all over the media and so on, as we promote our programs. I also have here I would like to say congratulations to Mr. Dexter Richardson for being the Employee of the Year at Social Security Board, and I will let him introduce himself as well.
Good morning to the listening audience and viewers. Well, by now I know most people know me, Dexter Richardson. You know. I've been working there for almost like 20 years. Well, for me, I just would like to the listening audience to know that we are here for them. And as compliance officers, our role is to make sure employers register and contribute for the employees, and even for the employers to register so they could contribute for themselves, so that they are all benefits.
Awesome. Now, specifically, what are some of the duties of the compliance department in more detail? What do you guys do?
Well, we, as you said, police, we go out, we ensure that employers register and contribute for the employees so that they themselves will benefit. We also ensure that the IP information is being in so that they can collect their benefits. Secondly, we also help employers because a lot of them are not computer savvy, so we do help employers so that their information can be in at a timely manner so that they don't be fined.
What about some of these more specific details, the strategies of how we go about collecting contributions? I know we have some scouting exercises. Talk about some of the things that we have to do, that you guys do to collect contributions.
Well, as you said, scouting is one of those. We go out on the sites and we check regularly to see who employers are operating. Because mainly in the construction field, they don't operate all the time. And there are some employers out there that are not registered. So we go out and we help them to comply with the rules of Social Security and register. And another strategy we use is
Dexter aging on me now.
That's why we got sometimes a little bit nervous, eh?
Yeah.
But we offer payment plans to employees, especially those in arrears, and we try to encourage them to come in and make a plan so that instead of you out there hiding from us, come in and work with us so we could get the contributions coming so that the staff would benefit.
What happens if we do not collect contributions?
Well, I'm glad you asked because, what we do as far as the compliance department, in order for the SSB, the Social Security Board, to meet its obligations, contributions must be in. Because, as you know, we provide insurance solutions such as, maternity benefits, age benefit, funeral grants, etc. But how are we able to do that without contributions? So employers must, I repeat, must pay their contributions.
So you got to come in to go out.
It must come, definitely. Hey. Okay. Yeah, we definitely have to collect contributions in order for us to meet our obligations. And let's put in real terms. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, them they like to take people money, and when it's time to pay, we can't find them, they're staying long to pay. Explain what happens in that case. I make a claim, I think all is well. 2 weeks pass, 3 weeks pass. When I contact Social Security, or when they contact me, they tell me we cannot complete your payment yet. Why is that so?
Sometimes the scenario comes from they're not understanding how the contribution is calculated. When you make a claim, Social Security don't actually use the month that you made the claim in. We use the prior month. So if you make the contribution in February, we started it from January, December, November.
So we go 3 months backward and exclude the immediate month that you're claiming in.
But if you don't have enough wages to cover for the 13 weeks, we try and get the prior month right up to the day that you went on sick leave. And sometimes it takes time because we have to go through the employer to get the wages. And through Social Security, the way that we collect contribution, that January is paid at the end of February.
Yes.
Sometimes the January contribution has not come in, so we have to go and contact the employer to get these informations in.
So it means that we physically have to go out and retrieve the information for that specific employer for the period in order for them to qualify.
Yes.
So, in your honest opinion, what do you think that we can do to make the understanding to the insured person more seamless? Because, as you say, it's sometimes a matter of them not understanding what we're doing behind the scenes, why the thing is staying so long. All they know, they're paying the money every month, and when it's time for us to pay, we're running and hiding.
Well, the procedures, right now we have a program, a situation which is running right now, that help to eliminate a lot of that cause. That upload automatically. We don't have to wait for no staff to insert the information. So what I would like to see employers do is come in and get the new program so that the information can be flowing to Social Security more easily. And in that way, we don't have to be contacting them for information to come into, so the staff could benefit more efficiently and faster.
Another benefit of that same C3 wizard is that it eliminates any errors, because once you try to do the manual calculations, and sometimes people just see the form and they're nervous already, like, what is social, give me boy, how are I going to add up all these things? But the C3 wizard, it's available for free.
Yes.
So all you have to do is contact our office at 465-2535, contact the compliance department, and any inspector in that department can lead you to downloading or getting the C3 wizard.
Yeah, and he also starts with just your email. The process starts.
I was reliably informed yesterday that from the MIS department, Mr. Abendigo Rogers, that they are taking steps to improve the C3 wizard. So that sounds like the employers will be able to make payments.
Yes, and that's a big plus, because that's one of the. So you only have to see us when you really want to see us.
It's going to be web-based.
Yeah.
You no longer have to come in and show your pretty faces. You can do business at the comfort of your homes.
Anytime.
And that's the way that the SSB is moving into the right direction. We care about you.
So definitely, that is one of the ways that we can improve compliance, by you doing your part to come and get the C3 wizard, or call us. All it needs is an email address. We send it to you and you download it, and it's easy going from there. I know that 2022 compliance has made a commitment to improve on delinquency. Can we talk a bit about that?
Yes, we are definitely trying to improve delinquency because, as I mentioned earlier, in order for the SSB to meet its obligations, there must be full compliance.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is very serious. But how are we going to do it if contributions are not coming in? Also, to add to that, what we are trying to do, well, as far as me as manager, one of my priorities, which is very high for me, is public awareness, which is why we are here. You know, as we strive to improve relationships with the contributing community. And when I say the contributing community, I mean, of course, the insured, self-employed, and employers. And so I strongly believe that if they are more aware of the compliance programs, then we can work better to achieve.
So one of
greater things.
So yes. One of the objectives is to improve your public awareness and to engage stakeholders more, so they'll be seeing more of the inspectors in the field and so. Because I'm going to be honest, sometimes they call in on this program and they say, we don't feel the inspectors are working for us. They go back and they tell employers that they're asking about the contributions and so on. So you are saying that very soon, we'll be seeing more of you in the field. Dexter, you want to reply to that?
Dexter, is that true? Your handsome face? Come on.
For me, I know the inspectors are always out in the field. I always out in the field. I'm well known. My phone hardly stopped ringing since I hear keep ringing. So I'm well known. But for me, our next tool that we are working on to use is the MOU.
Right.
Where we liaise our link with the other government entities like the Inland Revenues and the Labor Department. Because soon and very soon, once this comes on stream, employers won't be able to get their business license unless they get a good standing letter. Mm-hmm. So we know there is where they need to comply. Mm-hmm. And in order for them to get to the letter, they might have to make an agreement with us for payment plans. Because we're trying to cut out a lot of the delinquency.
Yes.
And that's the only way to go through. To make this happen, we have to liaise with other government entities.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another thing, as we've been stressing, is building the relationships so they don't feel like we're just dropping the hammer down on them on compliance, but we're providing more information, more visibility so that they can see the inspectors at work. Tell us about some of our nighttime experiences for the compliance team.
Well, honestly, the night scouting have not been on stream for a year or two, but it is a very good program because there are some businesses that only open at nights, and by law, once a business is operating, the inspectors have all right to visit once it is working time for that institution, business, bar, wherever it is. So we need to really start to do that again, because in the night is where a lot of the action is happening again. Mm-hmm. Employers only bring on staff to work maybe sometime on Fridays and Saturdays, and part-time staff are supposed to be paid for.
Another question we're getting very often is, I'm working for a self-employed person, and I'm being asked to make my own contributions. Is that correct?
Well, the self-employed person, not hired person, is supposed to really register. But if the self-employed person and that person is partners, there is where they register. Mm-hmm. But if the self-employed person that is registered is the one that is controlling the business, telling me what time to come work, what time to leave, well, I mean, you're an employer.
Okay, and in that case, you are supposed to
register and contribute for that person that you take on the site with you.
So that means by law, you are breaking the law if you're self-employed.
That's correct.
And have persons working for you under your instruction, using your tools, your resources, and then telling them they have to make their own contribution.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Okay. Now, how do you present yourself to the public? Can you just walk up and say, I work for Social Security, let me see your records?
No, he don't really go like that. As I tell you, the inspectors are well known, but we have a tool that we walk around with. That
a tool? There's some kind of
an instrument as an
instrument.
You're thinking, okay, yeah.
Something like a warrant that gives you permission to enter the job site.
Right.
And if you decide that you don't want me on your site, by law, I could actually return with a police officer.
Okay.
So, if you give me too much trouble to enter your site, I don't have to fuss and fight and puff.
Right.
I just go back to the office, I get my manager to get the officer to accompany me to the site, and then you definitely will see me come back to get my information.
Right.
Okay. How is the reception from the public? Because I know of times past when we go to job sites, people running and hiding, and how has the reception been lately?
Well, we don't really see much of that anymore because we work closely with national security. And national security definitely calls to make their checks. So there's nobody running and hiding. At one time, I remember I see a man jumping a fence running to the KFU. And he thought he was national security, but the man didn't run it. And we ain't come to him, we only just come to make sure the site, everybody at the site is registered.
Of course, and also to the owners, it's upon us too to improve relationships, as I said earlier too, because if they know what we are about, if they know that what we are doing benefits them, then they wouldn't have to be running and giving us course words and so on. Just relationships, it needs to be built.
Yes, they need to be enhanced. And you made a point about national security and so on, but we want to emphasize that all workers must be registered.
Must be registered.
Whether you are national, non-national, whatever your status is, once you're working by law, you must be registered.
Must be registered.
So there are other things that will have to follow on, but once you're working by law, you have to be registered. Anything else you'd like to share, Mr. Galloway?
Yes. Earlier, you mentioned that you received calls about persons not knowing who the inspectors are and so on. So I'd just like to say that there are 7 zones and there are 7 inspectors. And so these zones are in various areas of the Federation. For instance, Zone 1, that starts at Sandown Road to Ponds Pasture. Then there's, of course, Church Street, Bladen Housing, Taylor's Range, Lime Keel, Waldwin Avenue, Trafalgar Village, and Port Zante. Zone 2, which is Dexter's zone, is Wellington Road to the airport, Baker's Corner, the Frigate Bay, the Half Moon area, the SSB building, and the College Street, also Atlas to Mansion. Zone 3, that's Inspector Daniel Brown, that's Sadler's to, I think, the Golden Lemon Hotel, Road Date Bay, Park Range, Victoria Road, Temple Alley, Bluebell Alley, just to name a few. Of course, Lozak Road, 4th Street, and Port Zante West. Zone 4, that's Inspector Kimoy Brathwaite, Bird Rock, Earlmorn, Connery to Cayon, Old Road to New Guinea, and selected areas on 4th Street. Zone 5, that's our newest inspector, Mr. Omar Hodge, who you will be seeing soon as well. From Bay Road, eastward from Inland Revenue to the Sandown Road, West Square Street to Sandown Road, Newtown, Shadwell, Greenlands, College Housing, and Wayne's Garden. Zone 6, Ferry Terminal, Market Street, westward to St. Johnson Avenue, Fortland, Soho, Dorset, Ponds Extension, St. Peter's, Gillard Meadows, Liverpool Row, Central Street to Market Street, Freeman's Village, Marshall Alley, St. Peter's Parish. Zone 7, Miss Patricia Lake, Senior Inspector, is Pelican Mall, Sands Complex, certain areas in New Road, New Pond Site, Carrifesta Village, Tabernacle 2, Harris's, and the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank compound. So as you can see, we have presence throughout the whole island. And like I said, as public awareness is priority for me as manager, you will be seeing my inspectors.
Definitely. Well, we want to thank you guys, but before we leave, I want you guys to speak to the self-employed. You've outlined the zones, and we know that there's self-employed persons in every zone. So it means that each inspector has some commitment to the self-employed as well. Dexter, here's your opportunity to speak to the self-employed, to encourage, especially at the time after the pandemic, may they feel like, okay, it's 2 years and I have not paid. Oh my God, I'm done. I can't do this. What is your message to them?
Well, my message to them will be not to run and hide, because you can't benefit from hiding. For me, you need to just come in and we could actually start afresh because we understand that things been tough. So you come in and you pay from present and try to keep present where you will benefit. And those of you who feel you can catch up for the missing period, we'll work along with you and help you to take your time and get back up. While you pay current, you go pay back until you're back in good standing. So don't run and hide. Just come and look after yourself, because we'll take care of you.
That's right. We are the good guys.
I think I like that part. Come and look after yourself. We're looking after you. Come and look after yourself.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Because when you think about it, at 62, you would have braided all the hair in the world, and now your hands can't work like that anymore. What happens then? You can no longer build those houses or paint or install ACs like before. What happens then? You're accustomed to look after yourself, dignified, and so what happens when nobody else wants you and you need you to sustain you? What you've done earlier in your life by taking care of yourself will benefit you.
Right. Help us to help you.
Correct.
It's time for Social Security to take care of you now.
Yes. Yeah. And to the new registrants, Mr. Galloway, not new registrants, but new businesses, because we see a lot of growth in the informal sector during the pandemic, but it's not formalized. What is your message to them?
As I said, we are the good guys. Come on in. Come on in. We are here to serve you. We are here to serve. All new registrants and prospective registrants, come on in. The inspectors are there to help you, as well as we have some expert clerical staff who focus mainly on the self-employed, and they are willing and waiting.
And definitely,
so come on in.
We are observant of the COVID protocol, so where you can come and give us a call, 465-2535, ask for the compliance department, or call our branch office, 469-5245. We have just as competent and caring staff on Nevis, and we are ready and willing to serve. Until next time, guys, Social Security, because you deserve a future.
Striving for social justice.
Oh, okay then.
Getting sure to be sure of your benefits. Sickness and maternity, I'll tell you about the rest of it. Survivors grant your spouse and kids get the best of it. Let me mention pension when you're 62. When you're done work hard and retire, this is what to do. Listen, this Social Security is working for all your benefits. Funeral grant to help every one of your relatives. Come register for this Social Security. Social Security. So every time you get your pay, Social Security.
Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Hey guys, welcome back to Island T right here on Win Media SKN. It is February 23rd. I know that one for sure.
Oh.
Wednesday, right here in the Win FM studios. And yeah, we just had Social Security in the building with us. And moving forward, we're going to speak a bit about why it seems as though they're probably going to be no Social Security there first, Jade. You know why? This young generation that's supposed to be contributing to the fund, them they're wild in here.
They're trying to kill us.
But me understand what's going on with them. They let us make it to retirement age now.
But to be honest, in this one, it's not their fault.
Yeah, I guess, I suppose. But we spoke yesterday about some like a wilding child.
And here's another.
Hold on, man, before we get into this, I said, oh, the person hang up.
Okay.
Somebody just calling, but anyway, call back in a few, caller. But this article, is very interesting. It goes, and the headline says, police say 4-year-old fired gun at them while arresting father at McDonald's. Claim man encouraged son. Let's see what this caller said before we get into it too deep. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
To you, Azam. Happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And Azam, I hope that, good morning to your partner there.
Morning.
Dave. I hope I'm not going to embarrass you, but I got to tell you something. You're an awesome person.
Oh, thank you so much.
When I first heard about you, and you know how I heard about you, I kept hearing this name coming up all the time, and I kept wondering, who is this person that's so involved in my son's life? And you took him through a mentorship. And this is a lesson to a lot of the young people, because you're certainly not an old person, Azam, to help the young people, encourage them, because he is where he is today because of you.
Oh,
I didn't understand where he was getting this information from, the road he was going down, and all I kept hearing was about Azam. And I'm like, who is Azam? He's my friend, you know. And well, you know where he is today. He's getting ready to go on the road again, and I'm so proud of that child. And he is where he is in part because of you. I just want to thank you, and I just want to say to people, encourage the young people, share your information. He went to that school because of you. Otherwise, I don't know he would have even known about that school. You know, right now we're working on another family member to try to get him into that school because he's very musically inclined.
Oh, awesome.
And, you know, awesome, Azam. Awesome.
Appreciate you so much. Thank you so much.
Encourage people. I just want to encourage people to embrace the young people. Don't criticize them too much. Yes, they're disgusting. Yes, they're making some bad choices. But you know what? We all made those bad choices. We all made choices that our parents or adults in our lives didn't like at that time, didn't understand what it was all about.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are. And I just want to say something about Social Security. I am a test. When I was working so hard at a very young age, I didn't understand nothing about Social Security. Was about old people. I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't understand what it was about. But they were taking this money out of my pay, and now I am getting 2 Social Security checks.
Oh.
One from the U.S. and one from here in St. Kitts and I ain't that old as them. But
I know that.
You know what? Now I'm seeing, and I'll tell you something. I'll share this. My Social Security check helped Emmanuel through when he first got out of college.
Oh, for sure.
Every month. And I said, listen, don't mess up my money. Mommy worked hard for that. But, you know, I'm going to share this with you. And it's been awesome. Now I'm seeing the fruits of what I worked so hard for back then. So I want to encourage people to make your Social Security payments, contribute, because as the lady said before, there's going to come a time when you can't drive that car no more. You can't work. You can't do that job you used to do anymore. And this is what is going to save you. And the way the world is going, we don't know what's going to happen. I tell you something. Some years ago, I said to my sisters I was going to apply for Social Security. And they said, well, why are you doing it? It's too early. Don't do it. And I said, well, who tell you I'm going to live till I'm 65? There are no guarantees.
That's true, no guarantees.
So, you know, people And the people you're working for, make sure that they're contributing as well, because it's going to work out to your benefit in the long run. It really comes in handy.
I could imagine. Thank you so much.
You guys have a great day.
You too. You too.
Well.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh.
I know. You're so loved. See, I told you.
She's so nice.
She is.
All right. But speaking of encouragement, Jade, I don't think this is the type of encouragement that she was referring to.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It says a Utah father who was arrested for threatening McDonald's drive-thru employees over an incorrect order is now being charged with felony child abuse after his 4-year-old son fired a weapon at police officers.
Vibes.
Yeah, they're ready to lock up people too.
Yeah, man.
The Unified Police Department of Greater Salt Lake wrote in a statement that officers responded to a McDonald's in Midvale around 1:30 p.m. on Monday, following reports of 27-year-old Sadat Johnson pointing a gun at employees after they handed him the wrong order. Yo, this man really wanted them fries by.
Anyway, when you finish, I'm going to say something.
This man really wanted them fries. Officers soon moved to arrest Johnson after he refused to step out of his vehicle. As they attempted to remove him from the car, an officer noticed a gun pointing at them from the back seat. The officer was able to knock the weapon away as it fired. The officer was able to knock the weapon away as it fired with the bullet grazing another officer's arm. They saw the assailant was Johnson's 4-year-old son, who was sitting in the back seat with his 3-year-old sibling. According to the statement, police believe after an initial investigation, that Johnson did encourage his son to shoot police officers, but didn't offer any further details to substantiate that claim. This is a sad day for law enforcement and our community, Sheriff Rose Rivera said. To have an adult think it's okay to encourage a 4-year-old to pull a firearm and shoot at police illustrates how out of hand the campaign against police have gotten. This needs to stop, and we need to come together as a community to find solutions to the challenges we face in our neighborhoods. What?
I have so many comments on this. First of all, what's this trend of people acting like they're losing their minds when they go to fast food places?
May I understand, Jade?
I literally watched a video, right, of a woman climbing through the window of a drive-thru because she didn't get extra ranch sauce. She climbed through the window, went in the kitchen.
Ranch sauce ain't even that good.
She had on no shoes, no nothing. She just in there bare feet trying to fight people over ranch sauce.
I could understand the mac sauce from McDonald's, but ranch sauce?
Not only that, I've seen countless times where people throwing drinks through the windows at fast food workers, pulling guns like this one on fast food workers.
I killed a girl at Burger King the other day.
What is happening?
Let's show this caller to say. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Hey man, greetings forwardly. You can comment on the piece of news there. Well, typical police reaction still, response, but it don't have to be so. I mean, this smarty, where they got a unit, whatever, these people, them is a threat to my daddy. It's just as simple as that. This is my daddy, and who is these people? I want rat up my daddy. You see it? So you see the thing, man.
Well, rat up daddy, man.
Eh?
So you want to rat up daddy?
Why you say Prince?
No, I say you want to rat up daddy, so we can't have that.
No, we can't have that. The age don't matter. 4-year-old, man, even the 3-year-old, if the 4-year-old wasn't there, what do you say, 1, 4, 1, 3?
Yeah.
If the 4-year-old wasn't there, the 3-year-old would have done it.
You might be onto something.
What do you? All right, we leave off then now. Before the introduction, I guess them there. We really don't say the people them forget that severance pay, give them the money and done with the railway. Now we hear some information come out in some reason say them not deserving and not severance pay. How the thing I go Prince? What with Chan? And we still hear the sister and them I say them forget the money and them read out some letter down to this man. Me think me hear Jade read something there or sometime. So what the situation really is? Who in the workers them in the right? The way they was in the right from beginning when them say they don't want nobody to use them body as no lab. Yeah, them say who? No, we don't say no, Prince. Who want to go take the vaccine? Ask the boss. Ask the boss. You know we done. Are you true to be a sorry? Who want to take the vaccine? Them free. And who don't want to take the vaccine? Them free too. Yes, that's how the thing for go. But we in the seat I go so. So, sure. I mean, I like where I go on, you know.
Yeah, I understand.
Listen.
Feel it.
This could have gone terribly for these kids. Because suppose the police didn't realize that it was a 4-year-old and thought like there was another assailant in the back of the car and just opened fire because they opened fire on them.
That was my thing right there. My thing is they put themselves, they end up in a situation now. Not only that, let's say you a 4-year-old have to go and deal with the weight of having like
exactly.
killed somebody.
Like, come on, man. We gotta do better for these kids, man.
I mean, it's one thing to try and defend daddy, but it's another thing to have access to guns at 4 years old.
How is it a 4-year-old is able to pick up a gun and pull the trigger? Like, what you doing?
The gun shouldn't be around the 4-year-old. Like, it should just, even if you wanted to show his He-Man or something, yeah.
But a gun and a bullet? No.
Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up? Oh, lost a caller. But yeah, that was my thing. I understand the feeling of wanting to defend your parent and things like that. But to be put in a position where you have access.
You're busting gun at 4 years old?
Send for me, army.
After police?
I mean, my children.
Come on, man.
Oh, good morning, caller 11 LNT. What's up?
Well, I could not miss the opportunity to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And God's blessing, you know.
Thank you.
He gave us gifts to help each other. And I'm glad that they are doing so. Good morning, Jade.
Morning.
Good morning, my family. Excuse my family, but Eli Extra got to train the children properly. That is no excuse. This is why we have what we have. I mean, you ain't even think about the effect what the child will have to grow up with. Suppose they'd actually kill the man. And he does not even, I don't even think the consequence. So sometimes we really sometimes are the ones responsible for what our children do, because somebody going to rat up your father say you're going to shoot the kid. The child don't, shoot the man. The child don't know.
Right.
So Eli X, you got to come better than that. You have to come better than that. You are the truth, and you should be an example. That is why many of the young men today walking around with a lot of guilt and blood on their hands. Because people who know better encourage them. Somebody mash you, but just take him out. Some of them, that's where they learn this murder and the violence is from the older people. And I'm glad the lady said that you are a mentor. And Eli, you're supposed to be a mentor, let me tell you, because you talk about the good things too. But you are at the stage now where you have got to be willing to make more positive influence. 4-year-old child, gonna say the father, poor excuse. So all of you young men out there, you better learn to make up your mind. Think before you proceed. Stop and think. Violence could solve some things right away, but the long-lasting effect, it haunts you in your life. You say you change. Many people in the peace thing, they don't want to be where they are. You think all of them want to be where they are? Influenced by somebody to take out somebody. Foolishness. Now you got blood on your hand.
Right.
All right then.
All right, appreciate it. But yeah, and Gawain is here saying, suppose a 4-year-old ended up injuring his sibling, the 3-year-old.
Exactly.
That's a whole lot of, yeah, that's a whole lot of,
Yeah, we can't encourage kids to get violent just because. First of all, the dad should have never put their child in that position. Like, were you out here whirling over?
That right there is that is it for me right there.
No,
It's one. We have you, but that's the thing. You have a responsibility to ensure that your children stay out of certain situations.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure shooting up a McDonald's is one of them.
Oh boy! Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Greetings again. This the police there. Police carry what? What police carry upon themselves? Apart from the button. Answer me.
What mean, the guns?
What you mean? Police carry gun. Police carry gun. I'm going to cry it again, you know. Police carry gun. And we know how police start around here. And elsewhere. Good. So, if the 5-year-old, or the 4-year-old, or the 3-year-old, not for being them kind of situation there, then disarm the police them. Take the gun from every smarty. No guns. Ban even the production of them things there. We no deal with the root. We're not missing the boat, man. Don't miss the boat around here. We have to deal with things from the root. Blessed love.
Root is the father and not the officer. Let's start there. Like, I understand you for disarming police and, you know.
Yeah.
But in this case, this ain't the hill we should die on for this one.
Yeah. Pops maybe needed to just pull over, walk into the McDonald's and let's say,
just have a conversation.
Hey guys, I got the wrong order.
That's it. But you don't pull a gun on a police officer over a burger. I mean, an employee over a burger, and then.
Watch it. You see the people that's be doing over cold fries.
You remember when the chicken sandwich thing was happening in America?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. That's enough proof that people lose their minds over fast food, and I don't understand.
They probably put in some addictive substance in the fast food, man. They got to sprinkle a little cracker.
Yeah, something, because I don't understand how people just be losing their minds
over fast food.
Over fast food. Literally jumping through windows, fighting with employees over a chicken sandwich.
But remember yesterday, I made a statement. I said they are bad kids. But there's also worse parents.
And this is a worse parent.
I think that's what kind of going on here. I think dude, yeah.
There's no way around it. I mean, was wrong.
Yeah, but my thing too is like there's some like parents do things that wrong, but
yeah,
there's levels, and this level up there by.
Because you know what's gonna happen now? This person is going to cause these children to be removed because child services. Listen, the child shoot after police. Child services coming. These children are being removed.
Yeah.
Nowhere around it. So I don't think, as adults, we think about the full consequences of our actions sometimes. Like you feel like after you encourage your son to shoot after the police, everybody just going home?
Jade, I think what I've been seeing a lot lately, and we hinted at it a few episodes ago, is the need for emotional intelligence. What I'm finding is that there are a lot of persons who we've seen a lot of situations. We've seen a lot of situations where reactions may be they might be excessive.
Yeah.
They might be excessive. And when you look at the situation, you understand, okay, yeah, you had a right to feel a type of way. But how does one then respond to those emotions? Mm-hmm. I think we have not become emotionally mature. I think we are, and I keep saying these are the types of things that we need to teach people, you know.
Yep, and starting with the kids.
Yeah, we need to teach people just how to be emotionally mature. It's not about not feeling emotion, but it's about knowing how to deal with them. The emotion is a signal, you know. You take this, but you don't have to let the emotion then drive your actions, especially to the point where you're ending up getting arrested for fighting with fast food employees.
Yeah. Over some chicken nuggets.
I'm telling you, I remember I gave you the example of up by a particular gas station. This fellow coming to take gas, and his vehicle on fire. And they told the guy to move forward. He moved forward, to his credit. When he then moved back to now get the gas, the guy was just there telling him, "Yeah, man, you gotta be careful, boom, 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 whatever." The guy took offense
to somebody telling him be careful.
To somebody just telling him be careful. And be aware of these types of things. And the response to me it just blew my mind. I said, this man literally just... Yes. I said, this man, maybe November, I think it was. This man just saved your life, yeah? This man literally just saved your life. You drove into the gas station and the man saw that there was literal fire under your vehicle.
And the response is
and the
anger.
response is anger, and I'm just like, what is happening?
I feel like we're at a point where everybody is super angry, and I think
people stressed.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to be stressed. We're still dealing with a pandemic. Some people still not working, and all of these factors. However, we can't take it out on the general public. We can't go into situations and release that stress onto people who have no. They didn't cause it, they didn't add to it, nothing. They're just simply trying to help and be good human beings, which is what we all should strive to be. Because then suppose the person they just decide, oh, that's my business, and now the whole gas station block.
Yeah, and I think yes, we have to be cognizant of the fact that people are dealing with a lot, right? People are dealing with a lot, and so there may be reactions that signal deeper stresses. Uneasiness, pressures, all of that. But we all have the responsibility, or we all are responsible for our actions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Despite the fact that you just get the word that such and such over by somebody and you gotta get some gas before you reach down there.
Maybe that's what happened.
Pana, and you're just stopping me from reaching in time to see what I need to see.
Well, I feel like your car blowing up would have been even worse. Like, I feel like that would really stop you from seeing where you need to see.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you might not see again. So, let's not. We need to figure out how to... And again,
emotional
guys,
intelligence, Jade. It needs to be something that is taught to us.
And from early, let's not...
Why are we teaching cursive? I keep asking. Can somebody answer me?
You ever use cursive in your everyday life?
No, Jade, not even for my signature. My signature, it's a scribble.
Yeah, cursive ain't why it's used as a scribble.
Somebody needs to explain to me why we're still teaching cursive in the schools. And we have children that don't know how to control their anger.
Not financial stability.
They don't know about investment.
But cursive.
When you ask them about investment, they're asking you, what kind of vest? Medium, large, what?
From Rams. Yeah, boy.
Anyway.
Boy, they don't teach, yeah.
They don't teach it anywhere.
They don't teach it anywhere, and that is the big problem. Let's take one last call before we move on.
Good morning, caller. You're live on ILNT. What's up? Okay, last caller. Let's check this one. Good morning, caller. You're live on ILNT. What's up?
Yes, I get you in this one. Adam, bless, greeting.
Yeah, man.
And I call to highlight, yeah, you know what I mean? And my health channel, yes? Give up my parents, you know, right? And Jade, you know, to Jade, bless.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for saying this. But yesterday, right, a legendary gentleman was trying to pass a joke yesterday. His name is Culture. And that's a man who don't highlight the whole of Saint Kitts, right? He don't turn up Saint Kitts and same voice I'm just speaking about. And I find that Jade was a little too aggressive. So he asked what bug and like kind of rush him off before he finish you know, he humorous joke and he always try to give to us. And this is a man who has a kind of disability too, and he's very joyous. And we need, whenever Culture come back on the radio, you need to listen to him. But if you want to actually whole program finish, you need to listen to him, gentlemen. You know what I mean? But don't feel the disrespect. Yeah, there are some great people there, but J.D. Young, and this man culture could be your great grandfather. So just stand up yourself before everything, you know what I mean? Yeah, respect.
I appreciate your perspective, man. Well, yeah, guys, we're actually gonna take a short break in a few minutes. But we have one more caller. I was quick, so let's see if this is the same caller I was trying to get in earlier. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Good morning, my Island T family, and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. I just say Earth Day, you know. Happy Earth Day to you and Jane.
Thank you.
But Jane, here for China is a sense of your macaw. You never know your mother got to tell you that your grandmother is true for true. I make a call and talk about the sugar bag because you took some big sugar bag to hold in. I said, you know, I said, yeah, oh, we tall. And the other day he run into me and said, well, with them back they gone now, you don't see them no more. Because England really scrape off with bottom bar, pot bottom. They mean they must get us a load of harvest out to the West Indies. Eh? Tall bag, by Jade. I said, when you go in that day, you come up, you sleep like a top. The only thing you wake up is with your pee-pee. And so on, don't be but thick. Yeah. You have to put out that, when you pee-pee, you got to put out that on a real sunny day, you know. Otherwise, if it's day sunny to bother you, you got to sleep in the night. But if your mother got to give a whole frack, a whole sheet to sleep in. So yeah, it's good to talk about old time days and something came to me the other day, but I forget about any old time style days. I say I won't talk to Jazzy about it. Something slipped in me while I was to talk about. I said, wow, look at that, the old time style. Okay, you enjoy it. I hope Jay, can you give a little ganja smoke? Ganja tea, he like about you must use the thing, a little, why don't call it, earth strong smoke. Okay, you have a good day.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love Nuts Lady, bye.
Yes.
But, yeah, guys, like I said, I think this really highlights the need for us as parents to be cognizant of the responsibility we have and understand, like, it's not only just the situations we put our kids in, but also just the example that we set as well. The example that we set as well. Like, they're watching. They're watching. I don't believe that to take up the gun and shoot it just was based on the fact that somebody hurting daddy or whatever. Like, he had to be exposed to guns and things.
Exactly, because I just don't see a situation where a 4-year-old figures out the gun is the best way to defend their dad without having to see this before. Because that's not how kids work. They go by example. They see things and they learn from the people around them.
So, like I said, like, example and be cognizant of the situations we put those in our charge in. And, of course, just work on yourself, man. Work on yourself. Like, you ain't supposed to be getting angry. You're not supposed to over the wrong order. You wanted 3 fries, you get 2. You want
like, come on, man. That don't even sound like it makes sense.
I mean, I have gotten really angry after getting the wrong order at a fast food place.
Yeah.
It happened to me one time at McDonald's, and I was on the road, and it was very upsetting. But
understandable.
I didn't turn around and
bust your gun.
No, I actually just went to the next McDonald's and got the fries.
See, there you go. Simple solutions. Anyway, it's time for us to jump into a break, because when we come back, we have a very, very special guest in the building to talk about sports with us.
Yeah, you know I love sports, yeah.
And you know what the Caribbean loves? Cricket. So, when we get back, we'll be talking to Mr. Pete Russell from the CPL franchise. Stick and stay, guys. We'll be right back.
Fruit obtains the is Fruta.
Your favorite fruit has got a new skin with real juice within. Drink the real Fruta. Enjoy the real joy.
Taste the real Fruta. Enjoy the real Fruta. Refreshing juice of every day is Fruta.
Fruta, juiced right.
When the star them there, we are top man, we take charge. Magnum we drink and we are shell down bars. Blast like a star in some Galapagos. Overdo it, we take it too far. Take charge, take charge.
We are hot gal, we set the trend. Magnum we drink for the top man them. Wine with the style, no stop from spin. Hot blend, back bend, and take charge, take charge.
Magnum tonic wine for the real star them. Take charge, take charge. Must be 18 or older, drink responsibly.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SK. And it's still the most wonderful day of the year.
Yes, because it's your birthday.
February 23rd. And here to help me celebrate is actually Mr. Pete Russell here from the CPL. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Well, good morning. I didn't realise it was such a special day. Otherwise, I would have come with flowers and gifts and all sorts. But
your presence is enough, sir.
Oh, that's good. Happy birthday to you, anyway.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And as Jade hinted, you're here, you know, in your capacity, you know, representing the CPL.
I am. It only seems like yesterday that we were at Warner Park watching the Patriots lift their first title. So, but like all things, we have to keep planning and moving forward. So we're back looking at how we take the 2022 tournament forward. So yeah, very exciting. But it's always nice to come back here anyway. I get to feel a bit relaxed when I come here.
Oh, for sure, man. And welcome back to St. Kitts, the home of the CPL champions, of course, as you mentioned. I always say that particular series and competition, I think it was just so timely for the people of St. Kitts to have the whole competition set here during the pandemic. You know, we were blessed to be able to host it, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of why that was such a good thing. But I mean, even just the emotional contribution to see like our own home franchise win the competition on our home grounds, I think that did a lot just for the spirits of the people of St. Kitts.
And during independence.
During independence time as well.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And you have to remember that you were going through the third wave.
Yeah.
You know, so there was a lot going on off the pitch. And so I think, as you say, you know, just to give a little bit of joy to everyone on the pitch was, I think, very important. But it's interesting, you know, the Caribbean-wide, everyone said, you know, during that month, it was great for people to, you know, switch off from, you know, the daily dramas that COVID brought and to get that release to watch some top-class cricket.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I could tell that it was being watched all across the world. It is just absolutely the most amazing party in sports, as far as I'm concerned. And people really seem to enjoy the product, enjoy people just enjoy the CPL.
No, go ahead, Pete. I was about to say, even with all the extra things that we had to do to even pull this off, it was amazing to see how with the, you know, little hiccups here and there with Corona and all of that, people put that to the back of their mind and just enjoy the product that was presented to them.
Yeah, definitely.
It was an escape.
It was. But again, I think, you know, you have to give huge credit to everyone down here for putting on a world-class tournament like that. I mean, we're lucky enough to you know, be able to run it. But, you know, that doesn't happen really without the support of everyone here. So, you know, from the CMO, obviously, to the Minister of Sport, Janelle, who you know, worked tirelessly 24/7 to make sure everything was as safe as it could be. And it was just a bit of a shame, I think, that we didn't have a packed house when they won. But as you say, everyone was tuning in around the region, not only the region, but around St. Kitts and Nevis. So, you know, everyone got to celebrate in their own way, I'm sure.
For sure. I know when the CPL was announced last year, and it was announced that it was going to take place right here in St. Kitts Nevis. It was, I guess, met locally with a bit, different views, and we're looking back at it now and saying, man, we see all the ways that it impacted the population, what it did for us, as we just spoke about. But I know there were some stuff released very recently as it relates to even just the economic impact of the CPL, which was one of the things that was touted as something that we anticipated. What's that information like, and how is it looking?
No, very good. I mean, over the whole piece, if you just take the economic value, and that includes media value, it's around 88 million. But a large chunk of that is the marketing value, because we had 500 million viewers around the world. But you're right in terms of the economic value, because that was a big indicator, and one of the discussions we had with the government. There's a direct impact of around $8 million into the economy.
Oh, wow.
So if you look at that, what's very important, and some of the things that it's important, I think, for people to understand is when CPL comes, it spends a lot of money because it needs to, because of infrastructure, because of players, because of having 300 people staying here for close to 5 weeks. So that's an important aspect, because obviously everyone is spending money, whether it's on food or drink, or just taxis, or anything that impacts locally. So we were delighted with the numbers, as obviously with the government. So for us it was, and I understand the fear to begin with, because what no one wanted was for CPL to bring COVID in. That was right. And we were obviously very conscious of that, and to be able to have played it as safely as we did, and not impacted at all in that regard, I think was a huge tick in the box. But yeah, the economic impact has been tremendous, and we're very pleased with that.
Yeah, I can speak from my experience being a part of the bubble that it was very safe, from the players to the staff to anybody that was associated with CPL had to literally quarantine, be in a bubble for the 5 weeks that we had the tournament. So even if we had like a little scare, we would have to go and test and make sure everything was good. So I'm very pleased and happy to say that when it comes to the COVID side, we took all the precautions that we needed to take. All the necessary things were in place, and we had a pretty safe environment.
Although the testing was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
You never get used to that.
No, you do not. I think that was my first time actually being tested for COVID.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, and I was so scared because of the way people spoke about it, but ours actually wasn't that bad.
No, it's fine. After a while, you get used to it, but. Yeah, it was the first time, as you say, it was a bit of a shock. But no, as I said, the CMO and all the testing companies we used did a great job in making sure we were tested in a timely manner.
Definitely. So, what was your favourite part of the last CPL?
Look, I think the final match was just such a good game of cricket.
Yeah.
For Dominic, final over, and Dominic Drakes to do what he did. You can't but be inspired by that, and I think that's the other good thing about what CPL's doing now is young kids like Dominic coming through and showing their value. It hopefully inspires other youngsters to take the game up and think, I want to do that. I want to be the guy that hits the winning runs at Warner Park or wherever it might be. But that was great, and I think to get a home victory was always fantastic, because for St Kitts and Nevis to take on the Trinidads, the Guyanas, the Jamaicas, and beat them all, I think says a lot. And you're a very proud nation, so I think to be able to crown yourselves as champions was a great result.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I know for sure, because of the scale of the event. Even before the last ball was bowled last year, you guys had already been looking forward to this year upcoming CPL. How are plans going for this year's edition?
Yeah, very good. I mean, like all of the years that we plan, we have about 70 different schedules to look at, depending on how COVID might impact us. But we're hopeful, obviously, by September that things will be a little kinder to us in that regard. But we're not going to play across the 6 islands. We'll definitely play across 4. That's our thought. but all the action will start here. It will start in St Kitts.
All right, so we're getting some more games.
You are, and you know, there's a couple of new initiatives that I can't talk about just yet, that I've been speaking to the Minister of Sport about, that I think will really excite the local population. So, but the CPL games will kick off on the 30th of August, and we'll have 8 games here.
Oh, we have 8 games happening here.
But that's just the start, and as I said, I think there's other announcements that will be made in the next month that I think will excite everyone in terms of what CPL is trying to do as we go forward.
Oh, it just means that you're going to have to come back and have a conversation with us.
100%. Don't worry, that's a given.
Okay, so can you give us a little insight into the 4 islands that we will be playing across?
Still, I mean, I've been going around, obviously, various countries over the last few weeks. We're definitely, hopefully, playing in St Lucia. And then we're in conversations for Barbados, Trinidad and Guyana. So it's going to be a combination of those. But the good news is that St Kitts is a lock, and we definitely start here. So the champions will be the first ones to play on their home ground. And again, it would just be great if the crowd's back, because I think there'll be a pretty lively crowd for that first game.
Oh yeah, man, I could imagine. And the thing is, like you're saying, CPL, part of the CPL is just that interaction with the crowd, like the energy that the crowd brings to the event. And yeah, I'm really hoping that is available to us when that time comes.
Yeah, and CPL is the crowd. You know, I always say it. I say to people who haven't been to watch a CPL match, you really haven't watched or experienced cricket at its best, and unless you've watched it in the Caribbean, and certainly a CPL game, because there's an electricity to it. And you know, once the crowds are back, you know, I know that they'll bring the party with them, which we can't wait for.
Oh, for sure.
So in terms of if we have a crowd back, do you think that we will have any changes in the policies that we have? Because I know last year we had an instance where we were able to operate at what it was, 80% capacity?
50%.
50%, yes.
Yeah.
And we also had to be fully vaccinated to watch any of the games. Do you foresee any changes to those policies?
We'll just be guided by the policy of the time. So the CMO will tell us, you know, what is safe to do and what isn't safe to do. So we certainly won't be making our own policies outside of what is recommended by the CMO. And that worked so well for us last time. You know, there was good dialogue and everyone knew what they were trying to achieve, and everyone got in and out safely, and that's what we'll do again. But yeah, we won't make any policies until we've had those conversations.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at, and we just discussed just the involvement of the crowd and the uniqueness about games being held here in the Caribbean. But just to try and put it together, I'm going to ask this question: What is it that, at least from your perspective, makes the CPL so unique, as it relates to, you know, in comparison to some of the other leagues?
Well, I describe it as it's cricket meets carnival, and you know, if you can get that combination right. So you know, my view is always you've got to have the product's got to be good. So the cricket's got to be your priority.
Right.
So we've got to make sure that we put the best players on the pitch, and it's a competitive product. Now, the beauty of the league at the minute is because you've got owners from around the world, 3 IPL owners. Every team wants to win. It matters.
Right.
So everyone goes into the game fired up, pumped up, and you know, it doesn't matter their teammates in the West Indies team. You know, they want to beat each other, and I think that's important. So every game matters, and then of course it's the atmosphere. You know, our view has always been that, you know, we want people to come and enjoy themselves. It's an entertainment product. So even if you're not necessarily tuned into the cricket for the entire game, there's other things for you to do. You know, it's a good liming session for people. So you go to the party stands, they're always buzzy, and it's good a good opportunity for people to mix and communicate, talk to their friends, family. It's just a good night out, and of course it's affordable. That's, you know, we're not trying to you know, to profit on the ticket price. We want people to come in and have a great time at a very decent value. You know, so $10 a ticket is, you know, these days is very good value for the sort of product that we can put on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and those things that you highlighted, the atmosphere, the quality of the games, the personalities on and off the pitch, of course, I think really does a lot to entice people not only to want to be a part of the CPL from a perspective, like from being a part of the crowd, but even encouraging other people to get involved in playing the sport. I also believe that one of the things that may have discouraged people in the past may have been the format of the long game, the one day and test cricket. Do you believe that the shorter format is doing a lot to encourage people to get involved in playing the sport?
I definitely do. If you actually look at the the gender split of people that come to CPL games, probably 40% are women, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. So I think that tells you that there's a real interest outside of what I would call the traditional audience. Mm. And what we're doing now is again with what happened with IPL. So all these, they talk about these West Indies millionaires who got contracts at the IPL. That's fantastic, obviously for them, but it's also great for young kids who can see a pathway. So they can say, well, actually, look, if I do well, if I'm a good cricketer and I can perform, that is open to me. And what young kid doesn't want to go and earn that sort of money? So I think that's what the shorter form of the game has done. I think it's put money into the game, and players are benefiting from that, which is a good thing.
I can honestly say that I feel like because of CPL, a lot of players, their value went up. So the other leagues realized that the players that we had in this tournament are worth a lot more than what they probably thought before, just based on their performance from this league.
No question. And again, as I mentioned, we've got 3 IPL owners, so they watch these players close up. So it's very advantageous for the players to have that in terms of the organisation. But also what I think is good is, for us, it's a very chilled environment. So players, in India, you go to India, you get mobbed. If you're Chris Gale or you're Dwayne Bravo, you get no time to yourself. So the pressure is immense. So here it's a far more relaxed atmosphere. And that allows players to perform in a better way, I think, because they don't have that constant pressure. They can relax and have some downtime. So I think the whole environment allows these guys to do what they do to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm hearing is just that CPL really does have lots of positives to bring to not only the countries in which it's held or the countries that have the franchises, but also even just to the sport in general. I mean, I'm for one, I'm a real fan. My grandmother, man, she loves going to the games. It's almost like a ritual when it's CPL time. She looks forward to going to the games, and I know that's the same for so many people from so many different backgrounds.
Yeah, and that's great to hear. I love that because it means that we do have a special place now in the hearts of fans across the region. And I think in your intro you said, what do people like to talk about in the Caribbean? And a common language is cricket. Mm-hmm. And I think if we can keep evangelising about that and put smiles on people's faces as we go around the region playing this tournament, then I think we've done a great job. And we have to give credit also obviously to Cricket West Indies, because they're the guys who are bringing these players through for us. And I look at ourselves a little bit as a finishing school sometimes, but there's so much talent here, and that's what you just want to bring to the fore. And hopefully we're doing our bit in that regard.
Yeah, but even where that is concerned, and we see sometimes at the top the successes, but I think at least I can't speak for some of the other islands, sorry, but it may seem a bit cloudy as it relates to the pathway to get to that position for young cricketers, who love the sport and that's their goal, to be the next Chris Gale, to be the next Sammy Bravo. What advice would you have to some of those young cricketers in terms of navigating this cricket in this world and getting to where they really want to see themselves?
Yeah, look, I think Cricket West Indies have a structure now. There's no question. I mean, we are. If I look at, we're going into our 10th year this year, which is so. For us, it's an even bigger party. But
congratulations.
So once we go into, if you like, the next decade, my sense is that we have to be part of that solution in terms of the development. How do we get these young kids to come, even if it's just to go to a net session where they can get the bug and coaches can look at them, and if they're good and have that natural ability, they can start to take them on a pathway to greater success. So, I see definitely our role increasing in that regard, island by island. Actually, I've got a conversation straight after this in terms of talking about how we work on a development academy. So, I think all of those initiatives will be seen coming forward over the next few years, and it's an important part of our brand as we, I think, hopefully improve the product year on year.
Well, you see, that was actually what I was really hoping to hear, that there is plans in place for some of these developmental strategies like for the islands. I think what happens is it's definitely getting better, but there's still a feeling that some islands get more of a look than some of the other islands, and so it feels limited. The opportunities for some players from some countries.
Yeah, and I think that's true. I mean, look, it's putting a West Indies team onto the pitch is a very political process. It's not an easy process. And so, look, I think they do a great job, and my view is that the team they have at the minute has great prospects for the World Cup in Australia. I think they've got the right mix and balance now. But, for us, it's also, you've got the Windwards and the Leewards in terms of domestic cricket. And I think by St Kitts having its own franchise here, that gives it the opportunity to, work in St Kitts, so work on the talent that is here. I know Nevis is good at producing young, talented players, but, we want to give more opportunity to local competition. So that's definitely something that will happen. I mean, it has to happen because at the end of the day, the players are the lifeblood of the tournament. So we need to make sure we get the best.
And speaking of developments, I know last year I was chosen to be a part of such an experience where I was a intern, and the experience taught me so much. Like before that, I loved cricket, but this really put my love for cricket on the forefront. Are there any initiatives going forward like the one that we had last year?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we were. I mean, as you know, the three of you were such an integral part of the team by the end, and I think that's for me what we need to do. We have to integrate and hopefully upskill where we can, and teach people how certain things work that they wouldn't necessarily get access to. So, a good example. Production is such a big part of obviously what we do. Huge TV production unit. You want to have locals who don't necessarily ever get the opportunity to be in and around those guys, to go and experience it and learn from it. And so we will do more. That's a big part of, again, our commitment is we want to make sure that, we pass on whatever we can. And, obviously you have huge skills. You're sitting here again on a hugely successful radio show. And that to us is what we want. We want to make sure that, we follow your career as much as you follow what we're doing. And, so over time we have this wonderful group of people that we can always call upon, to do the Caribbean proud.
It honestly felt like a family. Like going into it, I was a little skeptical. I wasn't sure what to expect, but at the end of it, I actually cried in my room because I'm like, yeah, I know. I was so sad when it finished because it just made me feel so at home. Yeah.
And that's great to hear. And that is, I think they're a great bunch of guys, the ones who work for us, and they all know their responsibilities. And they just love it. I mean, I've never met a group of people that love their job more than they do, and I think that shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely agree with Jade and you, of course, about the importance of involving locals in some of these things, because that's been a big pet peeve of mine. We see things happen here, and a lot of times. It's the opportunity for locals to just learn and look on and network isn't afforded, and I'm really happy that that's part of what the CPL does So kudos to you on that, and we're happy to hear that it's going to be continuing. As a matter of fact, some of the other interns are here on the live and commenting about just how much they love the experience.
Oh, that's good.
And benefited from the experience as well.
Well, that's good to hear. And yeah, look, that's that's something that we're definitely going to keep pursuing. And it for me, it's like, in 10 years' time, this tournament will be bigger. There's no question it will be bigger. And hopefully we've given a lot of interesting experiences to a wide variety of people across the region.
Well, I just have one last question. Where can I send my application?
You have life membership, so you don't have to send an application in.
Okay. So, but before we leave, because time when you're having fun, it flies. Is there anything else you would like to leave us with before we wrap up?
Look, just to say a huge thanks again to all the fans in St Kitts and Nevis. I do need to special shout out to the government who I think took a bit of a risk, I think probably in their eyes, to host it here. But hopefully that's paid off handsomely now. And we just have such a wonderful time down here. We have such a great relationship with the island. I always love coming back here. So we can't wait to see you all in August. And yeah, hopefully COVID's behind us and we can all go out and have a good old party.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
And as you said, this is the 10th. This is the 10th year coming up. So CPL turns 10. You know what I mean, Jade? Things turn up.
Party. Okay.
Exactly. I've even asked El Dorado if we can create our own rum. 10 years old. So let's see.
Oh, that's wow. Special shout out to Mr. Michael Hall, who's watching and listening.
Yes, well, Mr. Hall. Well, of course, nothing happens without him, as you know, so he is a vital cog in the machine.
All of the other CPL patrons or workers, good morning to you guys. We cannot wait to see you guys in August to September to recreate an experience like no other.
I would expect Mr. Miller is sitting at home in Wales with a bacon sandwich somewhere. Yeah.
Knowing him, you're probably correct.
Yeah.
Oh man, this was awesome. But Pete, I appreciate you taking the time out to just come hang out with us this morning, man, and let us know what's happening with the CPL. And just tell us the good news about just how impactful the whole season last year was, especially to us in St. Kitts. I appreciate you for what you guys are doing, and look forward to it. Like I said, coming up in just a few months.
Well, listen, thanks for having me, and happy birthday again.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
It's not easy being 25, I know.
Oh man, but guys, it has been an amazing show. I had fun. I had a good time.
I did as well.
Yeah.
It's your birthday, so of course we had to have a good time.
Yeah, come on. Anything less would be uncivilized. But guys, unfortunately, we're gonna have to leave. We're gonna have to go. We have to disembark.
Azim has birthday things to get to. What you doing for your birthday?
What?
Boo. We do not encourage that here.
No, but the thing is, Jade, and this is one thing. I hope to eat good food today.
Your mommy done sorting you out. Even though you almost mess it up, but your mommy done sorting you out.
I'm hoping to eat good food today. And just hoping to just have a cool, chill day, no lot of headache, no lot of nothing.
Think you'll be fine.
Yeah, man. I'll be good. And yeah, it's I'm just grateful and thankful. I think at this point where it almost seems like people transitioning faster and faster, younger and younger. Like I'm just thankful for the opportunity to see more birthdays and spend more time with friends and loved ones. Like it.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Definitely thankful and grateful. And to everybody that been wishing me happy birthday on the live. Like I see all the messages. I appreciate you guys. Would that they just come in before we think? Miss Brian?
Yes.
I appreciate you. All the persons who called in, I appreciate you. If you listen on 98.9 on your FM dial, big up yourself. If you're checking us out on Facebook, YouTube, or some other digital platform,
we appreciate you.
Big time. But alas,
we must bid you
I do.
goodbye.
Yes. Oh, Charles Morton getting a new line.
Just in
Just
time.
in the nick
Just
of
in
time.
time.
But
Yes.
thank you so much. But guys, it's been amazing. We're going to have to leave. We're going to have to go. But remember, spend more time living your content than posting it. And you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. We're going to see you guys tomorrow.